Hey everyone, welcome to another live video. I'm just going to quickly set up the tech. Now, whilst I'm doing that, let me know whereabouts you are tuning in from. Today in England, it is icy cold, but I'm in my summer mood. I've got my orange top on. I feel like I'm going to the beach, my shell necklace. Don't know where in the world is summer. Is it summer in Australia? This is why I did this live at this time of day, to hopefully catch some of our friends in New Zealand, Australia, on the other side of the world. So what I thought I'd do today is kind of do a little behind the scenes tour of the course. So if you kind of want to get a little glimpse into what the course looks like on the inside once you join, then that's what today is all about. So if you feel like you can follow painting tutorials, but you kind of struggle to paint your own artworks in your own style, then you're in the right place. Or if you feel like you tend to overwork your paintings, add too much detail, and then feel like you've lost the very thing that you love about it, and you maybe want to do a bit more of an impressionistic style, today is also for you. Or if you feel like you've maybe been painting a while, but then something just doesn't feel like it's clicking, and you see other people having success with their paintings, maybe even selling them online, and you're like, I love painting, I know that I have this deep desire to be an artist, but something just isn't clicking for me, then you're in the right place. Or if you just want clarity and confidence while you're painting, to have more joy, to have that real assurance and confidence when you're painting, not just getting random tips and techniques off of YouTube. Hi, Rebecca, in the comment section. Just let me know if you've got any questions. So we will be doing more questions at the end of kind of like after I've gone through the tour, because the tour might answer a lot of the questions that you have. Now, let us know in the chat box as well if you are maybe thinking about the course, or if you're already inside the course as well. So just so I know who I'm speaking to, because I know there's people tuning in right now who are already in the course and kind of want to get an overview of the brand new lessons, because this week I've added a whole new syllabus basically. So there's a real mixture of us here today. Rebecca said, I did this course and loved it. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That's amazing. Hopefully you will also kind of get a lot of today's tour, because there's some amazing new lessons which you'll probably want to dive back into. Now, just as a quick, I don't know if any of you missed Tuesday's live class, or if you managed to catch the replay. Hopefully you managed to catch the replay. But if you didn't, this is kind of what we went through. Actually, it was better before, wasn't it? There we go. I'll put me small. Now, a lot of you kind of beginners or people who had just started painting get very frustrated, and I remember that feeling so well as well. I was there for like many years, and it's actually a really difficult place to be, because you love painting and you got so much passion, but then when you paint something you don't like, it's such an awful space to be in. And I really remember that well. It's such a literally frustrating place to be in, and there's absolutely no shame here, because every single artist begins here. Every single artist. And so what I want to do today is help you cross that bridge into a confident artist, where you're painting artwork that you fall in love with and feel really proud of, and you have a ton of fun whilst doing it. So we kind of went into this missing gap. What is it that kind of separates the people who love painting but can't quite grasp how to make something they love into a confident artist? Well, we discussed it's this 5 core skills method. There's 5 core ingredients to every painting, and once you plug these in, you create a painting that you really love. Now, in Learn to Paint with Confidence, which is my online program, every single module of the course is one of these 5 core skills. So the first module is your creative reset. This is where we kind of get you really set up in a really right place to make art that you love, and also set you up really to be able to take in all that skill-based knowledge that you need in the best way. Now, each module from that is one of the 5 core skills. We go through these systematically. It's been designed in a very specific way, so I do recommend to go through it as it's been set out, because the way I've done it is I've really thought about the process and made sure each lesson builds on another. So whilst it can be tempting just to skip through, it will give you real foundation for success if you follow through each stepping stone. And then at the end, we have the paint anything process. This is where you put it all together. We've got the ingredients. This is the recipe that you use to put your painting together and create your own unique painting. So that's kind of like an overview of the course. Here's some little snapshots. Now, what we're going to do now is jump in to a little tour of behind the scenes. Oh, hi, Glenda. Oh, it's 5 a.m. Oh, bless you. Thanks for joining us at 5 a.m. And yeah, I totally understand. When I actually started, I'm going on a tangent here, but when I first started making art, I was in a very dark time in my life, and it really was a lifeline for me to have this output. And so we don't ever want to underestimate how important our creative pursuits are. Honestly, I think we're well beyond now calling art a hobby. To me, art is not a hobby, it is a lifeline. And I'm sure many of you agree as well. So this is what you see when you log into the dashboard. So as soon as you jump into the course, this is what you are greeted with. My smiling face. I got a little welcome video for you. Now, what's really nice about this course platform as well is that there's a resume button here. So every single time you jump back in, it doesn't matter what device you're on, whether you're on the app or whether you're on a browser, every time you log in, you can jump in right from where you left off. So you don't have to search through all the lessons and get lost. So that's really nice because it keeps your progress as well. And it is a really great dashboard. Now, there's two ways of kind of getting to all the lessons. What I'll do is I'll just scroll down. This is kind of like just a sidebar with all the lessons in. We can see the creative reset, and then we go through. In fact, let's get rid of my face for now because I'm a bit in the way, aren't I? There we go. I'll just scroll through the lessons, and we'll go through a few more in a moment. But you can see really how many lessons there are. If I just scroll down, you can kind of just get a little bit of an overview of how many video lessons there are. I'm still going. There we go. So what we'll do now is kind of go through some of the categories. This kind of goes back to what was on that slide with the bridge. We have the creative reset. Now, if we just pop in here, this is where you start to create kind of like the perfect mindset really for making art, because sometimes what we do as we go through life, we pull on like bits of baggage. We carry little backpacks. Maybe when we're at school, our art teacher said, oh, well, you're not going to be an artist, are you? And that goes in, and we carry that with us. And that's just one example. I've been to art fairs and heard the disgruntled comments about my artwork. It's baggage. Every single time art is mentioned, it's baggage. Even just people saying, oh, art's a waste of time, painting's a waste of time, or we carry that. And so this kind of first module is all about letting a lot of that baggage go, because we can't become an artist if we want to still hold on to a lot of that baggage. So that's what the creative reset is about. And once this basically creates the perfect setting. Now, within this is one of the new additions to the course, which I'm really, really excited about. It's called the POP tracker. And what that is a proof of progress tracker. I know to diminish the progress that we do make. Maybe we make like 3 paintings we like, and then we make 1 painting that we don't, and we go all off into a tizzy because we're so upset because we make bad art. And I know that because I've done that many times myself. I still do get into that habit. So the creative confidence record really is a proof of progress tracker, and what that does is during each module, once you've gone through the skills, there'll be a challenge. And it's a challenge to really, most of all, for you to see how much progress you have really made. And then what we do, we record this on our tracker, and then it shows us our physical progress. So not only do you kind of gather all these paintings and you fill up your sketchbooks, but you also get this really, really clear reminder of your progress. And this is what kind of will push you through. Now, I'll show you in a moment as well, but these also correspond to challenges in the community, but I'll go through that in a second. So that's the POP tracker. That's just part of this creative reset. Then you've got all your resources, supplies, and how to get into the course. And we also talk about some of the main mindsets that confident artists adopt, which is really what helps them succeed. Then we go into the 5 core skills. So this is across the bridge. These are all the different modules. So first we have compelling compositions. This is what will help you create a really beautiful composition that will just draw in the viewer's eye. We look at how to guide the viewer's eye, how to choose focal points, why composition is the first one we go into, because composition, sometimes we can think about that afterwards when we've got our painting half down and go, oh, how do I make this a good composition? But actually it is the very first starting point. And I tell you what, guys, if your composition is really strong, It gives you a lot of wiggle room for everything else to not have to be perfect. Okay, it really is the foundation, it's the skeleton. We've got to put our skeleton in first before we add all the beautiful parts. Now, we also look into 2 simple composition hacks, and I show you how to make guides that you can use for every single painting going forward. I use these guides. They are probably my favorite ever tool as an artist now, because I just use them all the time. In fact, my guide is just covered in paint now. So we go into that, and also how to find the perfect reference photo. And then here we have the pop challenge at the end of that module. So should we like go into a lesson actually? Let's have a little dive into one of the lessons. So oh, there we go. We've got a little bit of a sneak peek of how to take a reference photo and multiple different compositions just using one reference photo. And we go into a couple of different ones, and then you get a homework for that. So really, I kind of show you how to use those guides as well, because it's no good knowing these things, we have to know how to use them. That's one of the connective pieces that I really wanted to make sure was in this course. Then we have simplify into shape. So this essentially is drawing, but it's not drawing in the sense that we're going to do a pencil and paper or a grid method. No, I hate a grid method. This is really about how do we take a 3D object and convey it in a 2D image and make it look 3D still. So really, we break this process down, and how to kind of do this in the most simple way. One of my favorite lessons is see shapes, not subjects. And what that does is it helps you take any single subject. It doesn't matter if it's a flower, a person, an animal, it doesn't matter what it is. And we create simple shapes into that then we can go in and kind of refine afterwards. Then we look into proportions, how to put our proportions down so they're in a really realistic way. And then we also want to, have a bit of a play, because drawing to me can feel a little bit rigid sometimes. And I know if you're here with me right now, it's probably because you love painting, especially expressive painting. And so I kind of show a process where you can still make it look realistic and still get the proportions down accurately, get the shapes down accurately. But then what we do, we go in and play, and we learn how to create an expressive drawing still that feels energetic. And it has our style in it, but it's still got the right proportions, and it's still got the right shape. So that's why I kind of like to build up these skills. This is kind of what I mean when I say like build them up on top of each other. It really is like ingredients into a recipe. So that's the drawing module. Then we have the create depth, drama, and atmosphere. This is where we really look into values, and we start to see how values are one of the biggest things in any painting, biggest, most important ingredients in a painting. And we look at how to kind of build our scene just using value, and just really get into the habit of seeing in value. Really, it's more about how we see like an artist. So I take you through quite a few different exercises with value and show you how to really bring in that depth. We also look at how to create distance. We also look at how to craft a mood with a painting, and how we can really use contrast to build either a very dark, stormy sort of painting, or a very kind of like light, airy, and dreamy, and how we really make those decisions very consciously and not just something that happens by accident. Again, you'll see another pop moment there. So that's kind of really how it builds together. Then we have our color module. This is probably the biggest module. We look at the only 3 colors that you need to literally mix any color. We look at color context, so how colors change around each other, and how to mix any color with confidence. This is probably one of my favorite lessons. It's the one of the ones I'm most passionate about, because we take kind of just like natural objects from the world, and we match their colors precisely, and we look at how to build like a color palette based off that, which really is one of the biggest skills for color mixing, because it's so important to have that down, because once that feels natural and it just comes naturally, you don't even have to think about it. It just comes naturally, and then you can just paint anything you want, and you only need 3 colors. You don't need to go and buy all them colors at the art store. So one of the new lessons here as well is glazing. Again, this is one of my favorite new lessons. I show how to make your colors pop, because I recognize so many of you were saying, how do I make my colors pop? They just feel a bit flat. So this is really paramount. And also, again, we don't just kind of do these exercises, but then I show you how to actually apply it in your paintings, and how to use glazing to build depth and add that richness in colours. So that's another really nice one of the new lessons. And then again, oh, choosing a harmonious color palette. Let me just quickly, I know we're running out of time. I don't want to take you too long today, but this lesson is really fun because I know a lot of you might kind of think, how do I choose my colors? And I get a lot of question about background colors as well. And so I wanted to do this lesson because I like to give you different options so you can kind of like, those stories from like the 90s where it was like choose your own adventure. That's what this course is, and that's what I'm really passionate about making this course, because I don't just want this course to be another copy me, another tutorial-based course where you just copy what I do, and then we all have the same painting, and then that's it, it's done. No, this course is literally gonna teach you the skills to set you free, to become an artist, to paint what you want, and so in this lesson, what I do is take you through different, processes to create your own color palettes based on your own style as an artist. So it is a choose your own adventure, and then you can just literally apply this same practice in your own painting. So that's Captivate with Color. Then we go on to the last of the 5 core skills, unlock your signature style. This is where we look into techniques, how to really use your tools, your brushes. We look into some different brush strokes and how to use palette knives and rubber wedges. And also there is going to be more lessons in this module too. I just didn't quite get enough time to film them. So I really wanted to make sure I did it justice. So I've put that on pause. I'm going to be filming this in the next few weeks to add more lessons to this module as well. Edge Effect, this is one of the new lessons, how to control focus like a pro. I kind of take you through hard and soft edges and how we can use hard and soft edges in a painting to really create a dynamic feel that feels relaxing, because we don't want our paintings to feel too overpowering. So this is, I mean, yeah, just over an hour long kind of tutorial based to really show you how you can apply these hard and soft edges in your own paintings. Let's have a little look. We have this lesson is based on like how to create a loose painting and how you can, oops, just gone full screen. There we go. And how you can really create a more impressionistic style painting, because I know a lot of you love impressionism and want to create a bit more of like a looser painting. And then the module where we put it all together is your original masterpiece. So this is the recipe. The other modules are all the ingredients to make sure you got everything you need. Then the recipe is how we put it together. And I take you literally right from the start, right to the end, A to Z, of how to create your own unique painting. And we go into even like how to find inspiration, how to create a story for your painting, and then how to kind of create different concepts, how to create your composition, how you want the painting to feel. So this really is a choose your own adventure, because you can follow along with me. Actually, what I recommend is that you follow along with me in my painting and then go back and apply the same process to your own idea, your own reference photo. And this is something that you can use over and over again with every single painting that you do. We kind of look at underpainting and like blocking in, how to choose backgrounds, and how to choose colors and for it all to come together. We look at how to kind of like know when it's finished and know when to stop, because I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with as well, and how to keep it loose still. So that's kind of the last module where we put it all together. Now, not only that, but there's a ton of course bonuses. So if you kind of feel like you maybe want to pause on the main course and you just want a bit of a boost, or if you want to go deeper in some of the subjects, or if you finish the course and you just want more content to kind of get you inspired again, that's fine. We have the brush guide, and we have a lot of the bonus lessons, which some of these I'll link to as well if you kind of want to go deeper on a specific skill. Like here we have deeper lessons on composition guide, and with some kind of ready-made plug and play templates that you can just add color to. Then we have some more drawing exercises and videos that you can follow along with. Another kind of mood and atmosphere of how to put your style into your painting. Then we have one of the bonuses, which is called Dissolve Fear with Creative Play. What's amazing about this bonus is it speaks to your kind of inner worries or inner fears as an artist. And you go through and you take the quiz and you can see which kind of inner voice is the loudest right now that might be preventing you from really kind of going as far as you should be with your art. And then you have a kind of like a little well, what I'll do is I'll go into one of the lessons, because based on what you get in the quiz, your answer from the quiz, you then get an exercise sheet that will help you overcome your specific fear, which you can find in the download section. So then you can download that. So yeah, it's really cool, because I know for me, even if you really want to paint, sometimes there can just be that like thing that's just holding you back, and you're like, why am I not painting? What is keeping me from it? And this is where you can go for that. And then we have how to paint abstract art video mini course. Now, I know I'm not an abstract artist, but I do really love abstract painting. And actually, a lot of the 5 core skills are the same. You just apply them in the same way. So we still look at value, we still look at composition, and we certainly look at color palettes, and how to put together a concept for an abstract painting. So it's kind of just like a fun bonus. If you've never maybe painted an abstract, or you just want a few pointers, then that's a really fun little bonus as well that you can follow along with me in there. And then also, if you just scroll down, there's some composition. Oh, sorry, I've just realized there's a whole creative abundance module as well. So this is where we want to think like an artist. We could look at art supplies, creating your studio, how to deal with criticism. So again, this is more of like the mindset stuff. If you feel like you're just a bit stuck, some of these lessons can really just give you that motivation that you really want. Is your art valuable, or what makes a piece of art valuable? How to get through artist block, creative rest and burnout. All the things that you need, because I always wanted to cover the physical skill set, but also what's going on inside, because I think they're equally important. Honestly, I do. Then we have the compositional worksheets, which are really fun, because these basically go really deep into composition, and we kind of look at some of the old masters' work, excuse me, and how they used contrast to kind of put their paintings together, and we can kind of steal some of their techniques and then go ahead and apply that in our own paintings. So yeah, that's a pretty good overview of the course content, I would say. Obviously, we've only just dived into literally a handful of the videos, but you also get the community. So the community you can go in through here, and the community is absolutely amazing. In fact, I would say that the community alone is worth the value of the course, because really this is where everyone just finds himself keep on coming to. And we actually had a 1,000th member join very early this morning, which is amazing, which is Catherine. So welcome, Catherine. You are the 1,000th member. And the community really is a place you get lifetime access to this as well. So literally, once you're in the course, once you're in our Learn to Paint with Confidence family, you are in for life. And we've had students who have been in years and still regularly post in the community. And it really is a gorgeous place, because everyone is super encouraging, supportive. Not only that, but everyone in the community has been through the same process. So everybody has the same kind of like knowledge. So when people say, oh, your values just look a little bit off there, or maybe you could correct that, or maybe just add a different color palette, everyone is on the same kind of like process and method. So it all makes sense. Now, in the community, we have, this is just like the home where everybody posts and kind of updates their paintings. We also have some really fun art challenges. Now, you know, earlier when I mentioned the POP tracker, the creative confidence record to show your progress, these are the challenges that we've just added, and you can go in and kind of put in your entry for that challenge. And these are brand new. These literally came up yesterday. So there's not many joined in these yesterday, but this is kind of eventually what everyone will go through. Now, not only that, but we also have monthly art challenges where you can join. This is our November Cozy Still Life Corner, and everybody puts their posts up, and it's such a beautiful place because it's where you can apply your skills and create a unique painting, but also get support, encouragement, and feedback on it. And it's just really, really wonderful to kind of all come together and apply these methods and processes. So they're the challenges. Then we have a leaderboard, because every single action in the community gives you palette points. And what's amazing about the palette points is that you can redeem them for secret bonuses. You can claim your rewards here. So you put your name and email and the palette point threshold that you have reached. And then that gives you the bonus, and we'll get that arranged, sent to you. Okay, so let me just check where we are. Here we go. So we've kind of gone through those main sections. We have the course as well. So the course can also be accessed from the community. It keeps it really simple so that you can just log into everything you need in one place and continue where you left off. There's also the resource library. This is where you download the workbook that goes alongside. This is a 48-page workbook, and it's got a lot of the exercises in, a lot of like imagery, and there's some extra bonus content in the workbook. So if you haven't yet got the workbook, make sure to go in there because there's even more content in there, and kind of extra sneaky bonuses. We have the reference image library. Now, this is a library full of copyright-free images that you can use at your own will. So you can literally like use them to create paintings and then sell them paintings if you want. It's completely copyright free. They're all my own images, and I give you full access to use them in whatever way you want to. You get a full suppliers list, a composition guide, brush guide. Now, these are some of the bonuses that I've shown you. There's a dissolve fear with creative play and how to paint abstract artwork. So that's just a quick link really for like easy access. Then we have the different tabs that you can kind of go into. We have an introduce yourself, ask Katie a question, which is a great place for kind of people to jump in and ask a question if you need that extra like support, or if you just want kind of like me to kind of go over. This is the format I definitely encourage so that I can help you in the best way possible. Then we have a share your painting chat where everyone shares their recent paintings, which is really beautiful. And you can see that everybody is so supportive and gives everybody a lot of encouragement. Then we have a lovely general chat, which is a bit like a WhatsApp message. You can share kind of what you're working on. Yeah, kind of share like new easels. Margarita shared a new easel the other day, which is amazing. And then we have announcements. So that's the community. That's the course. I hope that's given you a bit of kind of like a bit of background, not background, a bit of, what's the word, like a tour, basically. I just wanted to kind of give you a feeling of what it is like once you get inside. Because I know a lot of people really want to join, because I've heard from you guys. A lot of you have told me, I want to join, but I'm a bit anxious, I'm a bit nervous about, you know, especially because it's a digital thing. And that's kind of what I wanted to settle today. So I would absolutely love to invite you to come in this adventure with us to really improve your skills as an artist. I've seen how, I've felt how life-changing it is for me, and I'm seeing how life-changing it is for all the members inside the community as well. So I invite you to come and join us in this painting party. I'll pop the link in the description box if you'd like to join. You can see the link there. There's more information. If you are joining us live on Instagram, I'm not able to put a link in, but you can just go and check out the link in my bio, in my profile. Okay, so also you can start to let me know any questions if you've got. Oh, Glenda said, since I bought the first course, would you say buying this one would offer? So Glenda, you get it all. This is all included. As I say, once you are a member of Learn to Paint with Confidence, you are in the family and I will treat you well. Right, so every single update ever in Learn to Paint with Confidence, you already get access to. So there's nothing new to buy, Glenda. You're already in. Just log back into the dashboard and you'll see all the new lessons appear. And it's always my mission, really, to make Learn to Paint with Confidence the home of creativity. And that's really where you can go to get that inspiration, anything you need. And I will always be updating it with new content in the best way possible that I can, to make sure that it continues to be the place that you just want to keep going back into. And I do know how much this has changed people's lives. As Susanna, or I'll pop Susanna's comment on the screen. Thank you, Susanna. It says, Katie's course is the best. I already started going through the new lessons. Oh, amazing. And they are absolutely amazing. Oh, I'm so pleased that you started going through them and enjoying them. I'm even more excited to do them. Good thing there's a weekend ahead. Exactly, right? I think a lot of us are going to be painting this weekend. Or Alini, who's doing amazing things and selling her artwork. Her artwork is absolutely incredible. And hi, everyone. Case course. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm really pleased that you enjoyed it. And Rebecca said, that she loved it. That's incredible. And I wanted to share some of the stories from people as well that have gone through it. I shared some of these the other day, but I'm sure you'll agree, Melanie's artwork's so beautiful. She mentioned that none of the other art courses she's taken has taught her this much, and that she really felt stuck. But through Learn to Paint with Confidence, her brain started to shift, which is amazing because, as I mentioned, the brain is really the driving force behind every action we take. And that's why I include so much on our inner world as well. And I do think that a lot of artists are very highly sensitive and kind of very aware of our inner worlds. So it only makes sense to kind of address that as well. And yeah, that she said she felt so confident in her skills and that it resonated on such a deep level. And I'm sure you'll agree her artwork is absolutely stunning. And also Liesl mentioned that not only will your art improve, but you'll love the process of creating it even more. And that she'd encourage anyone at any level to join, because that's the thing, we're all in different places, but we're all on the same journey. And that's what's really important to remember. And it's important to remember too, this is not just another like tutorial based space. This is really a space for you to embrace who you are as an artist, what you want to say as an artist, and just to let your inner voice be heard, which is exactly what Maria said, that her paintings have a voice, my voice. And that is what I'm so passionate about to help you get to, because honestly, I don't want to see a sea of people just holding all the same painting. I want to see you holding your painting in your vision, and to give you the skills you need so that you can just run off into the distance and go paint whatever you want with joy. And a lot of people I know worry about how much time it takes to kind of like, oh, you know, another course, more, all those videos. But I definitely tell you this will save time, because really, when we see like a waste of time, the only true waste of time is doing something that we're not enjoying, or trying to work towards something which doesn't give us the satisfaction we need. Now, when you have all the skills you need, that is when you get that satisfaction. That is when you have, even as Michelle says, you know, 15-minute, 20-minute painting session, but you love what you make. I mean, that's a beautiful painting. For 23 minutes, that's incredible. To come away from 20 minutes painting and feel really good about what you've made, to me, that's definitely not a waste of time. That is the best use of time. So once you kind of apply these skills, you get to where you want to be faster, and that really gives you that joy, and it keeps you kind of coming back to painting. And literally, that's the saddest thing, is when someone stops painting because they're not enjoying it. So I just want to make you enjoy it. And also, don't forget, you are protected by the 60-day guarantee. So if you kind of jump in and think, oh, this is not right for me, this is not what I thought it was, then you're protected by the 60-day guarantee. Because honestly, I just want joining to feel exciting and full of like, yeah, just full of inspiration and excitement to jump into the lessons. I don't want you to feel nervous or worried or scared, or feel like once I join I can't get out or anything like that, because I understand that feeling. I've bought programs before with no kind of protection or refund policy or anything like that, and it is a bit like, oh, you feel like it's such a risk. I don't want this to feel like a risk. I just want it to feel pure joyful. So if you would love to join us, and if you'd kind of really like to implement this process and see this work for you, I'm not even going to say see if this works for you, because I know it will. And so when you want to see this work for you, it would be wonderful to have you join us. Oh, amazing, says I'm restarting all the lessons. So oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So yeah, feel free to let me know if you've got any questions in the comments. I'm just going to have a quick scroll through on Instagram now, see if there's any questions. So yeah, let me know if you've got any, or if you would prefer to ask your question privately, just send me a DM on Instagram and I will voice note you back with your answer. Cool. Well, I think that is pretty much everything I wanted to share with you today. Glenda says, thanks so much. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Thanks all for hanging out with me today. And whatever your choice is, whether you choose to join us in this art adventure or not, I trust that you know what is right for you. And most of all, I just wish you a ton of inspiration and creative joy, and just have fun painting, whatever that looks like for you. So thank you all so much for joining me today in your busy lives, because I know that life is busy. So I do appreciate every single second that you spend with me. Thank you. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.